Hi everyone! Welcome to Be Yourself. Before we start this video, we wanted to give all of you a big thank you. Today's topic is on 6 habits that annoy others. Whether you like it or not, there are things that you do that make people dislike you. Have you ever entered a room and immediately sensed the presence of a know-it-all? This person effortlessly inserts themselves into any conversation, claiming expertise on a wide range of topics. You might find yourself discussing something as simple as the weather or as complex as quantum physics, and there they are, ready to share their vast knowledge. It's almost instantaneous. Before you can even process your thoughts and emotions, a wave of irritation washes over you. This automatic aversion is hard to control, and it's even more challenging to understand why it happens so quickly. Now, let's turn the mirror inward for a moment. Have you ever considered that you might be that person who always has something to add to every conversation? The one who, perhaps unknowingly, turns every dialogue into a monologue of personal insights and facts? It's a sobering thought, but an important one. The truth is, many of us are oblivious to the subtle ways our behaviors impact those around us. The real issue lies in our lack of self-awareness. We often move through life on autopilot, not fully recognizing the social cues and reactions from others. It's not about malicious intent, it's about unintentional habits that we've developed over time. These habits can slowly erode the goodwill others feel towards us, leading to a subtle but pervasive sense of disapproval or even dislike. But there's good news: awareness is the first step towards change. By identifying and understanding these behaviors, we can begin to modify them, fostering more positive interactions and relationships. This video aims to help you do just that. We've compiled a list of 6 common habits that tend to annoy others. It's not about pointing fingers, it's about shining a light on the actions that might be holding you back from forming deeper, more meaningful connections. As you watch, try to spot any behaviors that resonate with you. It might be uncomfortable to admit, but recognizing these traits is crucial. Each habit on this list is an opportunity for growth. By acknowledging and addressing these tendencies, you can transform your interactions and how others perceive you. So, embark on this journey of self-discovery with an open mind and a willingness to improve. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Small changes in how we engage with others can lead to significant improvements in our personal and professional lives. Let's take this step together, fostering a more empathetic, understanding, and connected world. 6 habits that annoy others. 1. Acting too nice. It seems logical to assume that people will be drawn to you if you are extraordinarily kind and pleasant, right? It's a common belief that by displaying an abundance of generosity and friendliness, you'll naturally attract more friends and create stronger bonds. However, this isn't always the case. In fact, being overly nice can sometimes have the opposite effect, pushing people away instead of drawing them in. Let's delve into why this happens. Research conducted in 2010 by Washington State University and the Desert Research Institute provides some eye-opening insights. This study revealed a surprising truth: people often shy away from those who seem excessively altruistic and unselfish. The question is, why would kindness and generosity, traits typically associated with positive social interactions, lead to such a counterintuitive outcome? One reason is the contrast effect. When someone is exceptionally nice and selfless, it can inadvertently make those around them feel inadequate or inferior by comparison. Imagine working with a colleague who is always willing to help, never complains, and goes above and beyond in every task. While initially, this might seem admirable, over time, it can create a sense of discomfort. Other team members might start to feel like they are not measuring up, that their contributions are less significant. This feeling of being overshadowed can breed resentment and discomfort. Another factor is skepticism. People are naturally cautious and, at times, cynical. When faced with someone who seems too good to be true, they might question the authenticity of that person's intentions. Are they genuinely kind, or is there an ulterior motive lurking behind that pleasant facade? This doubt can lead to mistrust. The overly nice individual might be seen as insincere or manipulative, someone who is only kind because they want something in return, whether it's approval, control, or some other hidden agenda. Moreover, relentless niceness can sometimes come across as a lack of authenticity. True connections are built on genuine interactions, where people are honest about their feelings, opinions, and, yes, even their flaws. When someone is unfailingly pleasant, it can seem like they are not being their true selves, which hinders the development of real, deep relationships. Authenticity involves a balance of positive and negative traits, showing that you are human and relatable. Understanding these dynamics is crucial. It's not about abandoning kindness or becoming less generous, it's about finding a balance. It's essential to be kind, but also to be real. Show your true self, with all its strengths and vulnerabilities. Allow yourself to have boundaries, to say no when needed, and to express your own needs and opinions honestly. This creates an environment where mutual respect and genuine connections can flourish. So, next time you find yourself striving to be overly nice, take a step back and consider the impact. Aim for authenticity rather than perfection. Be kind, but also be yourself. In doing so, you'll build more meaningful and lasting relationships based on trust and mutual understanding, rather than on a precarious pedestal of unrealistic niceness. 2. Asking too many questions. Leading a conversation with insightful questions is a powerful way to show interest and engage others. It demonstrates that you are curious and invested in what the other person has to say, fostering a sense of connection and rapport. However, there is a delicate balance to maintain. While questions can drive meaningful dialogue, an overabundance of them can inadvertently transform a friendly conversation into an uncomfortable interrogation. Consider this: when you ask too many questions without sharing your own experiences and thoughts, you risk creating a one-sided interaction. The other person may start to feel scrutinized, as if they are under a microscope. This imbalance can make them uneasy and defensive, detracting from the natural flow of conversation. It's essential to strike a balance, ensuring that the exchange remains reciprocal and dynamic. Research published in the Journal of Experimental Social Psychology highlights this phenomenon. The study found that people tend to develop negative feelings towards someone who continuously peppers them with questions without offering any personal insights in return. This can happen in face-to-face interactions or through written communication, such as emails or text messages. The key takeaway is clear: conversations thrive on mutual exchange, not unilateral inquiry. Imagine you're at a social gathering and someone approaches you with a barrage of questions. What do you do for a living? Where did you grow up? What are your hobbies? While these questions are well-intentioned, without interspersed sharing of their own experiences, the interaction can quickly become tiresome. You might start to feel like you're on the receiving end of a relentless interview rather than an engaging conversation. To avoid this pitfall, think of conversation as a dance, a fluid exchange where both partners contribute and respond. After asking a question, be prepared to offer your own thoughts and stories. For instance, if you ask someone about their favorite travel destination, follow up with a tale of your own travels. This not only balances the dialogue, but also provides common ground for deeper connection. Moreover, sharing personal experiences invites vulnerability and authenticity into the conversation. It transforms a mere exchange of information into a richer, more engaging interaction. People appreciate when others are willing to open up and share their stories, as it fosters a sense of trust and camaraderie. By revealing your own experiences, you demonstrate that you value the interaction as a two-way street, enhancing the overall quality of the conversation. It's also important to be mindful of the context and the other person's comfort level. Pay attention to verbal and nonverbal cues. If the person seems hesitant or uncomfortable, it might be a sign that you need to ease up on the questioning and share more of yourself. In summary, asking questions is a valuable tool for engaging with others, but it must be used judiciously. Balance your inquiries with personal anecdotes and reflections, creating a dialogue that is both informative and enriching. This balanced approach will help you avoid the pitfalls of appearing overly inquisitive and foster more meaningful and enjoyable interactions. By doing so, you'll build stronger connections based on mutual respect, understanding, and shared experiences. 3. Dropping a personal bomb. Honesty is undeniably a cornerstone of meaningful relationships, whether in a professional setting like an interview or a personal scenario such as a first date. However, while being genuine and transparent is essential, there is a fine line between honesty and oversharing. Revealing too much too soon can be counterproductive, potentially making others uncomfortable and signaling a lack of social awareness. When meeting someone new, it's natural to want to present the best version of yourself. This often means sharing your strengths, achievements, and interests. However, disclosing deeply personal information early in a relationship can create an awkward atmosphere and make you appear inappropriate. Social interactions are built on gradual trust and mutual understanding, and dropping a personal bomb too early disrupts this delicate balance. Imagine you're on a first date or at a job interview, and you start divulging intimate details about your past relationships or family issues. While your intention might be to appear open and honest, it often comes across as a misjudgment of the situation. The other person might feel uncomfortable or overwhelmed, leading to a negative impression. It's crucial to gauge the context and the comfort level of the other party before sharing sensitive information. Susan Spencer at Illinois State University conducted research highlighting the importance of appropriate self-disclosure. According to her findings, talking about hobbies, interests, and general likes or dislikes is a much safer and more effective way to build rapport with someone you've just met. These topics are engaging yet non-invasive, allowing both parties to share without feeling exposed or vulnerable. Discussing hobbies and interests provides a glimpse into your personality and values without delving into areas that might be too personal too soon. For example, sharing your love for hiking, cooking, or reading can spark a lively conversation and create a connection based on common interests. This type of dialogue fosters warmth and likability, setting a positive tone for the relationship. Another benefit of starting with less personal topics is that it paves the way for deeper conversations down the line. As you build trust and familiarity, you can gradually share more personal aspects of your life, creating a stronger and more resilient bond. This gradual approach respects the natural progression of relationships, whether professional or personal. Moreover, being mindful of what you share helps in maintaining boundaries, which is vital for healthy interactions. Boundaries ensure that you protect your emotional well-being while also respecting the comfort levels of others. They prevent potential misunderstandings and help in establishing a foundation of mutual respect and consideration. In conclusion, honesty is essential, but so is timing and context. When meeting someone new, aim to strike a balance between openness and discretion. Start with light, engaging topics like hobbies and interests to build rapport and create a positive impression. As trust develops, you can share more personal details, strengthening the connection in a natural and comfortable way. By being mindful of what you disclose and when, you enhance your likability and ensure that your interactions are both meaningful and respectful. This approach not only helps in forging stronger relationships, but also promotes a more empathetic and understanding social environment. 4. You often hide your emotions. From a young age, many of us learn to hide and suppress our emotions, believing that this is a sign of strength or maturity. However, this practice is fundamentally different from truly controlling or managing our emotions. Suppressing emotions doesn't make them disappear, it merely pushes them below the surface, where they can build up and eventually erupt in unexpected ways. Authentic emotional expression, on the other hand, is a powerful tool for building genuine connections and maintaining mental well-being. Studies have consistently shown that people respond more positively to a genuine display of emotions than to concealed feelings. When someone makes a remark that you find insensitive, the natural response might be to retreat into silence or passive aggression, perhaps giving them the cold shoulder or making snide comments later. However, these responses only deepen the rift and leave issues unresolved. A far more constructive approach is to address the situation openly and calmly. By sitting down with the person and explaining how their words affected you, you open a channel for understanding and resolution. Understanding and acknowledging your emotions is the first step towards healthy emotional expression. When you feel anger or sadness, it's crucial to identify and accept these feelings rather than burying them. This doesn't mean reacting impulsively or letting emotions control your actions. Instead, it involves expressing your feelings in a way that is honest and respectful, fostering a more authentic and transparent interaction. For instance, if a friend's comment upsets you, calmly explaining your feelings can prevent misunderstandings and promote a deeper bond. You might say, when you mentioned that, it made me feel undervalued because I care deeply about this project. Such a statement is both honest and constructive, providing the other person with insight into your perspective and paving the way for meaningful dialogue. Suppressing emotions can lead to a host of problems. Over time, the pent-up feelings can manifest as stress, anxiety, or even physical health issues. Moreover, when emotions are constantly hidden, relationships suffer. People may perceive you as distant or unapproachable, which can hinder intimacy and trust. Authentic emotional expression, on the other hand, fosters openness and strengthens connections. Embracing your emotions and expressing them appropriately requires courage and practice. It involves breaking free from the ingrained habit of suppression and learning to communicate honestly. This doesn't mean airing every grievance or wearing your heart on your sleeve at all times, but rather finding a balanced approach to emotional honesty. Healthy emotional expression also means being attuned to the emotional climate of your interactions. It involves empathy and the ability to read social cues, understanding when and how to share your feelings. This awareness helps in crafting your message in a way that is considerate and impactful, enhancing the overall quality of your relationships. In conclusion, hiding your emotions might seem like a way to avoid conflict or appear strong, but it often leads to greater problems down the line. By understanding and expressing your emotions truthfully, you can improve your mental health, build stronger relationships, and live a more authentic life. Don't be afraid to let your true feelings show. Embrace them, express them with care and respect, and watch as your interactions become richer and more fulfilling. This journey towards emotional authenticity is not just about personal growth, it's about creating a more empathetic and connected world. 5. Acting disinterested in someone. Choosing to act disinterested or indifferent towards someone you're interacting with can inadvertently create barriers and hinder the development of a positive connection. Have you ever considered the concept of the reciprocity of like? It's a fascinating phenomenon where our perception of being liked by someone influences our feelings towards them. In other words, when we believe someone holds us in high regard, we are more inclined to reciprocate those feelings. Research conducted by the University of Waterloo and the University of Manitoba in 2009 sheds light on this intriguing aspect of human psychology. If you're unsure about the other person's feelings towards you, adopting an attitude of warmth and positivity can go a long way in fostering mutual affinity. By demonstrating genuine interest and friendliness, you increase the likelihood of them responding in kind. Think of it as planting seeds of goodwill. By extending warmth and kindness, you sow the seeds for a blossoming connection. Even if initial interactions are uncertain or ambiguous, your positive demeanor sets a welcoming tone, inviting reciprocity and strengthening the bond between you and the other person. So, next time you're unsure about someone's feelings towards you, remember the power of acting with warmth and sincerity. It's often the catalyst for building meaningful relationships. 6. Offering a feeble handshake. Have you ever extended your hand to greet someone, only to be met with a limp, insipid handshake? It's a moment that can leave you feeling underwhelmed and even slightly uncomfortable. If this resonates with you, you're not alone. A handshake is often considered a reflection of one's confidence and competence. When someone offers a weak handshake, it can convey a lack of assertiveness and capability. Research conducted by the University of Alabama underscores this point, revealing that individuals with feeble handshakes are perceived as less positive and likable, particularly in professional settings. Indeed, the impact of a handshake extends far beyond mere physical contact. It serves as an initial impression, shaping perceptions and setting the tone for subsequent interactions. A weak handshake can send subtle yet powerful signals about one's personality and demeanor, potentially influencing how others perceive and engage with them. It's important to recognize that we all have mannerisms or habits that may inadvertently deter others. None of us are flawless, and it's impossible to please everyone all the time. However, this realization shouldn't deter us from striving to improve and refine our behavior. If you find yourself guilty of offering lackluster handshakes or engaging in other off-putting behaviors, it's worth reflecting on the underlying reasons. What beliefs or attitudes might be contributing to these actions? By examining our motivations and thought processes, we gain insight into how we can adjust our behavior to better align with our values and goals. Ultimately, the willingness to introspect and adapt is key to personal growth and development. By addressing areas of improvement and actively seeking to refine our interactions, we not only enhance our own likability and effectiveness, but also contribute to more positive and harmonious relationships with others. So, the next time you extend your hand in greeting, do so with confidence and conviction. It's a small gesture that can make a big difference in how you're perceived and received. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to push the like button and subscribe to Be Yourself, and hit the notification bell icon for more content like this. As always, thank you for tuning in. Your presence and engagement are what make this journey so rewarding.